A to the K.
A to the K.
A to the K.
Hello, one and all. Welcome to the A2theK Wrestling Show, and welcome to Crown Jewel predictions.
Yep.
We predict it will happen.
Yeah, kind of needed to because our fantasy faction position is very tenuous at the moment.
It's not great. It's not great. But we'll also have our what do we call ours? Prediction series.
The prediction series, of course.
Probably by the time you're watching this, it might even be out. It'll either be tomorrow or Friday.
With our wonderful consistency we've always had, you'll hear from us at some point.
I think there's like 8 matches or something announced
There are.
so far. So let's dive straight in, shall we?
Let's dive on in.
We've got the OC taking on Judgement Day in a 3-on-3 trios. What would you call it in WWE? 6-man tag.
6-man tag.
A 6-man tag.
This is a really difficult one to call. I kind of think they should give it to Judgment Day to keep the steam going on that faction, but at the same time, you've just brought in Tweedledum and Tweedledee to be with AJ Styles, and I'm just thinking maybe they need to give them a bit of momentum. It's a tough call. I personally, on a prediction level, I'm going to go with Judgment Day. I think they're not going to stop the momentum.
I don't think it's a tough call. Let me tell you why.
Go on then.
I think this is leading somewhere for Survivor Series where we're going to get some kind of match with the 3 of these plus Rhea Ripley from Judgment Day. And the OC, you're going to have to find...
to deal with the Rhea problem, so yeah.
Yeah, so I think the Rhea problem will be too much for them. She will Ripley them a new one. I think Rhea Ripley's going to get involved in this. I think she's going to cost them, and they're going to be like, God, we need to find. If only there was a better way. What are we going to do to stop her? And then they'll bring in somebody. Now our friend from SCW, the wrestling channel, has suggested maybe Mia Yim could fit that role.
Good call.
She's just left Impact.
The only thing with Mia is you got to wonder, is she going to follow Keith? It's the only thing that makes me think she may not come back to the WWE.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have to follow Keith, so it's just one of them things where you go, is she headed?
Maybe.
But that would be a really good call.
I'm thinking like who else could you bring in and kind of put them up against
Charlotte.
Ripley?
You're going to bring Charlotte back, you'll get your mirror match, kind of, because I know they've had it before.
Yeah.
And she successfully beat Rhea before, so it makes sense that
that'd be fascinating to see her as part of the OC, though. Could you see that? Yeah,
but they'll change OC and they'll put WOO in front of it.
The Woosie. So I think for this match, the heels are going to get the win. I think Rhea Ripley is going to get involved and essentially, be the reason for that.
Be the reason. So that feels like a motivational shirt right there. Be the reason.
Another Nike. New shirt's coming to. So we both saying Judgment Day for this one.
I guess so.
Big meaty man slapping some meat. And also we have this match, which is Braun Strowman taking on Omos.
If they don't give this to Braun, then I'll be upset about that.
Well, I'll be damned.
I was like, I'm really gonna be that bothered at all. So in reality, I'll just be like, oh. But Omos can't wrestle. He never could wrestle. He can barely talk. He's tall. He's known for being tall, and he just happens to be ever so slightly taller than Braun. Now that doesn't win your matches. Braun's gonna win this, and if he doesn't, it'll be fucking stupid.
Yes, we only talk about the wrestling characters, not them as people.
I would talk about Omos's character if he had one.
Damn.
What do you talk about? He doesn't do anything. He just stands there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't I thought, you know what, good shout. He needs the mouthpiece of MVP. It hasn't helped.
Yeah. It's not been amazing, has it? Unfortunately for him, obviously. Did he make it? Did he first appear? Was he like the doorman for the
doorman for Shane McMahon? Yeah,
the doorman. I
mean, still better than the chairman.
Well, this is true. So it's not been an amazing show for him, has it? But I don't know. Maybe again, I don't want to just be like everybody who's at ringside gets involved and costs people. But will MVP? Are we going to see like another thing that happened to Drew McIntyre when he distracted him? And
I think we kind of need something because I'm not trying to shit on Omos. I definitely not as a person. I don't know him, right? I'm going to be careful on that one, right? But from what I've seen, he can't wrestle. So like when you go into a match and you go, Braun Strowman is the more technical wrestler in this matchup, that's not a good thing. And that's no disrespect to Braun. Braun is the big man style. He does big slams and he knocks people the fuck over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's no AJ Styles. You know, he's no Rey Mysterio. He's not doing flippity loops and all that. So what we're gonna get out of a match?
I wish someone would call a move the flippity loop.
Right, we're gonna get two big blokes slightly pushing each other because you can't do any real spots.
Yeah. It's one of them, and at the end of the day, they're both attractions because anyone who goes there, it's kind of like, wow, like these guys are fucking huge. So they're both kind of attractions.
Play to the strengths. Let's just put them near a load of shelves in a supermarket and go, right, can you get that stuff off the top for me? Let's take them both to Costco, right, and see exactly how high they can reach.
That's a gimmick. Costco Moss. You've got to think Braun's going to take this. Obviously, he's just.
I hope he does.
He's been the monster.
Let's face it. The reality is, the spot here for this match is the impressive feat of Braun lifting Omos like he's nothing and doing his slam.
Yeah.
That's what we need to see.
Do you know what we might see, which we never see, is a spear or like a push through the barricade.
Nah, them barricades are like rock solid. You wouldn't knock them over.
Imagine if he did that. That would be mad. Never seen that.
Or he gently walks him up the ramp and he willingly walks with him and then he pushes him off the top.
Yeah. Wasn't it
onto some wires and cables and shit?
Was it Goldberg versus Braun when he speared him off the entrance? Who was that?
No, I think it might have been Goldberg and Bobby.
Goldberg and Bobby
thing.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see something like that. I think this is going to have some kind of big like.
This needs to have some big spots. It's not going to be about the in-ring work, because it needs some big spots like that. As much as we mock the barrier thing, it needs some big spots like that. Really.
Yeah, I think that probably like a table.
It's got to be Braun. It's got to be Braun.
It's got to be.
He's controlling his narrative, for fuck's sake. It's got to be.
Got to be.
Nice.
Braun.
Voice of an angel.
Yes. Sorry for anyone listening to that.
It was actually quite in tune, to be fair.
Thanks. I'll edit that to make that sound like that was the case.
Oh, you auto tune it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never understood that, to be fair. It doesn't sound good. So we're both going for Braun for that one. On to this one, which I am genuinely unsure about. I'm not going to lie. So it's Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross, and it's in a steel cage. Now, Karrion won the last one, and it was in large part due to an assist from Scarlett Bordeaux. What is it with just like valets or people at ringside costing people? Like, Rhea Ripley's going to cost that much, MVP might cost this much, Scarlett Bordeaux cost this. Like, what is it? Why is there so many? This is not the wrong. This is probably the wrong thing to concern myself with here. But given Scarlett's usual aesthetic and the fact that we're in Saudi, I'm curious what she's going to look like. Yeah, I think she might go for like the full kind of Britney Spears red catsuit kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Proper covered up.
Is she allowed a catsuit, or is she going to have a t-shirt of some sort?
So they eased that up, didn't they? Last year, I think. So they were able to wrestle in like gear, but it just had to be
like covered your arms,
fully covered. Yeah, so they didn't have to wear a t-shirt. Okay. So I think she'll hopefully be fine.
Anyway, on to the match itself. I was concerned with the important stuff initially.
Yeah, what's Scarlett gonna wear?
What are you wearing?
Who are you wearing?
I want Drew to take this, but I think given Drew's recent loss and the fact that this will help build Karrion as a credible threat, it's got to be Karrion, hasn't it? It's got to be Karrion. I want one proviso. Karrion has to win this clean.
It's a cage match, though, isn't it?
Like you can win them clean.
Yeah, but like, what do you class as clean? Like, is he going to pin him in the ring, or is he going to get through the door, or is he going to climb over? Like
any legitimate win. What I don't want is some sort of fucked up distraction, or Drew getting handcuffed or something, or some bullshit like that. Like, I want a legitimate. He beat him, no dispute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want any fucking around.
I mean, I can absolutely see Scarlett Bordeaux handcuffing Drew McIntyre to that cage.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Picture it now.
Been playing on my mind for a while.
But yeah, I think Karrion needs the win, but I think he needs the win legit.
Yeah.
So my bet is going to be Karrion.
Yeah, it's so tricky to think that they're going to give Drew 2 losses potentially to Karrion.
For me, it makes sense though. You don't give him the win now when he's already on a loss. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, you don't help Karrion and you just start building Drew again, which they want to build Karrion as a guy, don't they? So
yeah, that's fair. As much as I would love it to be Drew, I think you're probably right. I think unfortunately he's going to have to eat the loss here to try and make Karrion kind of in that scene.
Yeah. As much as it just doesn't stack up. To
I don't think
the two of them in the ring, and it feels like Drew should be the one who takes the win. But
I don't think it'd be a clean finish though. I do think it'll be shenanigans.
I mean, I don't know if I'll get an extra point for that, but I it's purely out of hope. But I hope it's a clean win. If it's not, you can take points off me. I don't know.
Can I get a point for handcuffs?
Yeah, if handcuffs come out, you can get a point.
Either way, I'll be happy. Okay, so the next one. Right, so a rematch for the women's tag titles that changed hands on Raw this week. I also, and again, just to go off point a little bit, did you see Alexa go kind of apeshit on Io Sky this week? Like, legitimately tried to beat her up.
Huh?
So, basically, you could see Dakota and Io were kind of, I don't know, they were a little bit, maybe being a bit stiff on Alexa. And there was I think it was Dakota Kai did like a running kick thing in the corner that she did. And Alexa Bliss has got obviously some issues with her nose. Like you've seen it in a lot of matches now where it starts bleeding and stuff. And that happened again. And I think she was a bit like knocked for 6 and Io was like was beating on it. And you can visibly see Alexa Bliss be like basically get up and start smacking her in the stomach and even threw an elbow. Oof. And it was like, that wasn't, that wasn't planned.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I must admit I didn't notice.
Yeah, so shit definitely went down on Raw this week. But what else went down was we had new women's tag team champions. Now,
well, I think this is a bullshit match. Hear me out.
Okay.
I say it's a bullshit match because I think they've put the titles on Alexa and Asuka so that they could have a title change hands on this pay-per-view. I think it's bullshit.
Do you think they'll have them drop them, win it back like that, like hot potato the belt?
I think they'll hot potato the women's tag belts because they know they're not going to move any other belts. And I think that's exactly what they've done here. I think that's why they put the title change in on Raw, and I think it's bullshit. And if I'm wrong, I will eat humble pie, but I'm not wrong.
Damn. Okay, well, I think I'm going to disagree with you on this. Well, probably the first time disagreeing on a match result on this one. But yeah, I can't see them basically crowning the new champs and then having them drop it a week later. I don't think that's going to help the titles at all.
Maya told you so. It's going to be so fucking ridiculous when I'm right about this.
Yeah, fuck you.
When I'm so right about this, you're not going to hear the fucking end of it.
I mean, it could it be though that they've taken the titles off Damage Control because maybe Bayley is going to be the one to get the title in that faction?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I would be annoyed if they basically had them win the belts on a throwaway match on Raw.
Get
to
ready
lose them.
to be annoyed.
So I mean, I'm always ready. Always ready to be annoyed.
Always ready.
It's
another t-shirt right there.
When you watch wrestling, I think not Zack Ryder. What's his name these days? Matt Cardona's already got that, hasn't he? Always ready.
I mean, yeah, I get that.
For Chelsea Green, I assume is what that means. So yeah. I'm going to disagree with it. I don't think they'll drop them.
I think Kai and Sky are getting it.
I think Asuka and Blaska. So, yeah. More tag team action will take place. The Usos are going to defend against the Brawling Brutes.
Given the dissension in the ranks with the Usos, I'm actually going to take a bold statement here and go, maybe the Brawling Brutes are going to win this. I'm going to say this because the
only title that's going to change hands is
I don't care. The hot potato in that one to deliberately have a title change, right? I'm up and down on this, right?
Okay.
And this is just a bold sort of, I might get some points in the prediction series out of this because I think logically they're probably going to keep these guys as the undisputed tag team champions and keep the whole bloodline thing going. Mm-hmm. But there's a slight hint in the fact that they're all not getting along very well at the minute. And this could be another foil of like Sammy accidentally ruins this and causes more disruption between him and Jay, that maybe we get a title change here.
Okay.
And it furthers into the bloodline versus Sammy stuff. But that is, I have not much confidence in that being the case. I'm just going to throw a wild guess in there because this is how you gain points, Carl. I know because I'm nowhere near the top of the ranks, so you know I know what I'm doing.
So I had a prediction for this, but now I'm questioning, will Sammy go?
I don't know. Didn't he? Wasn't it him and KO were both refused last time? It's a good point. That would ruin my whole point.
Because I actually thought that Sammy was going to be like, Jay was going to be at a point where he's about to lose the titles, and Sammy has to basically save the belts for
the same
them.
way that Jay saved him the other week.
And it's like, you know, if it wasn't for Sammy, you would have lost, and it's, you know, you're the weak link in the.
Oh, that'd be a better way of doing it.
But I don't know if he's.
I
don't know if he's going to be there.
I don't know.
It'd be a shame if he's not.
Just keep adding zeros till he says yes.
You meant.
So they got Carl Anderson and.
Yeah, you meant to not put them after a decimal point though at the end. That's what people never look out for, the decimal point.
Yeah. So they got Machine Gun Anderson and the other guy.
Pretty much. So
Gallows and Anderson were just there like, keep going.
Yeah.
Like, then we put a decimal.
Damn it.
I'm going to offer you $100. Yes.
More than we were making a talking shop.
Oh.
I kid. So yeah, I think Usos going to retain. I'd like to think because Sammy's going to be like doing it for them and proving again how valuable he is to the bloodline. But if he doesn't go, then yeah, I honestly don't know whether that would affect it. But I'll say for now, I'm going to say the Usos retain.
Okay. Bold prediction, but I'm going to go with the Brawling Brutes.
Okay. This is. I know you're not that super hyped about this. I think this is still going to be awesome. I don't think it's going to be a long match, but I think it's going to be.
This right here is my level of hype. You ready?
Yeah, he's super hyped. You know, for our listeners, he basically.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're such a visual medium now. I keep doing that to people. I'm sorry.
We can't turn our backs on the OGs. You know, the listeners.
That's true.
We need some kind of shirt on that.
Pogs.
Like, down since day one. Like
these are ones. There's something there.
Pod since day one. I don't know.
I think Pogs. We call them Pogs. Podcast originals.
Okay, I like that. You want to wear a t-shirt with Pogs on it? So we've got Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, and again, you know, I'm going to be just absolutely delighted because it's just another example of big meaty men slapping meat, and it's what gets me up.
This will be much more of a display than Omos and Braun.
Yes, I would imagine so.
And it's definitely going to be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
The thing for this is like I'm really torn on who to give the win to because it's kind of like the loss doesn't hurt either and the win doesn't affect either really.
No,
like both of them could go either way. So am
I right in thinking Bobby's got a win over Brock?
I think maybe.
If that is the case, I think just to even it up that Brock will end up taking this one. But I do think we might get some kind of blow-off match between them.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you then. I'm going to go with Brock.
Okay. I do think Brock's going to sell like an absolute motherfucker, though. He's going to fly around that ring, probably go through a table and everything. Yeah. I feel like he clearly, you know, respects Bobby quite a lot, and I feel like he'll do his best for him, I think. So it's going to be a fun match. And if Braun doesn't break the barricade, then one of these guys will with a spear or something.
Well, they'll break the other barricade. The fans will just be everywhere.
Basically. So I am looking forward to this one, though. I know you're not massively keen.
I'm going to call it. They're going to get the ring bell and hit each other with it. It's just going to happen here.
Well, I mean, if you think about some of the crazy stuff Brock's been involved in, that weird spot with the forklift truck lifting up the ring and stuff like that. Like,
even bolder spot. Brock Lesnar's going to get the ring bell guy and hit Bobby with him.
Yeah, okay. F5's him while holding the ring bell into them and he goes ding. Yeah, love it. Orchestrated beautifully. But yeah, I'm going to go Brock. You're going to go Brock. Brock's all round.
Brock.
So, this is the interesting one. Bianca versus Bayley. Has it got stipulation? It's last woman standing.
It's a title on Bayley there.
No.
Okay.
She's holding it over.
Sorry, guys. I'm looking at it doesn't look like I'm looking. I should really do that. But,
but don't ruin the illusion.
I know the illusion.
It really is a TV right there.
Nah, Bianca's winning this.
Yeah.
I think they're going to save the title change for a real pay-per-view.
Damn. So it's last woman standing. And you would like to think that, again, Bianca Belair's never give up attitude would be that she ain't going to go down.
I think she'll be stood the longest.
Get up the quickest. She needs to fuck that off, I tell you. It's run its course now, isn't it? Let's be fair. But I don't know, because I thought the ladder match was the perfect stipulation for this. Like, they could pin her under the ladder or something and Bayley could climb it and it'd be great. And I was just like, oh, that didn't happen. So maybe Damage Control come into play here. And maybe they're the ones that stop her from getting up. It could be like, was it when it was Roman versus Brock in a last man standing match and they literally just buried him under a load of shit because there was no way he could get up, because he's Brock Lesnar, he's always going to get up.
Yeah.
Maybe
I like that, it's creative.
The fact it's a stipulation again makes goes more into Bayley's favour.
But you've done this with Damage Control before, weren't you? Hoping that they do it with the ladder match, and they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I've been wrong
Maybe
before.
This one will pay off. I think Bianca.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you again.
Fool me 7 times. Bianca, I think I'm going to call Bianca as winning this, retaining.
Yeah, I can see Bianca winning it, but I would like Bayley too in that way. So yeah, I'm gonna go Bianca on this one. I think.
Bold,
very bold. The boldest.
Hey,
from me. So the main event.
Is anyone voting Logan?
The main event on. Do you know what? A lot of people are trying to make a case for why it would be the right thing to do and stuff like that.
It would not be the right thing to do.
No, it's never in a million years happening.
Look, it's no disrespect to Logan. I've said so much about how talented this guy is.
I think he's going to impress.
And how great he is in the ring.
Shit out of everyone.
Already, right. Already better than Dominic. And they've both been given main event sort of platforms way before they were ready to be in the ring, really. This guy's really shown his ability.
Yeah. Now,
it's just the fact that Roman's reign has been that long now. I just really can't see them ending that with Logan. And a rumour has it, by the way, that one of the things Vince McMahon said to Triple H when he retired was that he has to keep the title on Roman until Hollywood.
Interesting.
Well, I'm not saying that that's utter fact, but that's one of the rumours that's going on. But you got to imagine, like, I know it's difficult because the conversation of who does he drop the belt to is a very difficult one at this point.
Yeah.
But surely not Logan Paul. He's only just come into the business. It just doesn't feel like it'd be the case.
What does this be, like his third match or something? It can't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even going to be interesting to see how long this match goes, because by all accounts, Roman should smash him, as he would like to say.
He should.
But will he? Or will it go quite long?
Will he? Sorry.
Will he smash him?
The thing is, this is where I think you get something good out of the match, even with Roman beating him. The frustration of Roman not being able to beat him as easy as he should have is the story, isn't it? Yeah. Like, look at the promo on Raw sold me on this when he was speaking to the Miz, and he's like, why is everyone talking about Logan knocking me out? And he made a point of knocking, as much as I fucking hate the Superman punch, it's just not. Keep your feet planted and knock him the fuck out. Awful. Because the Superman punch still looks shit. As good as Roman is right now, the Superman punch is just, I fucking hate it. So anyway. So he knocked Miz out to make a point, right? And for me, that's it straight away. He's knocked out the Miz, who is, for what people think of him, he's a credible wrestler. He's been in the business for a while. It shouldn't have been that easy. So you go, okay, Roman's got a cannon, right? That's what they're trying to get across. So the fact that the spot right here for me, right? Logan's not winning this, but what's going to happen is he's going to take a Superman punch and he's going to get his ass back up. And Roman's going to get frustrated as fuck. He might even just wail on him with a chair or something and get disqualified instead of actually losing. Can you do that in a title match? Yeah. Sorry, I lost my decision on that. It's like, are they always no holds? No holds. Are they always no DQ?
No.
Well, no, they're not. Something like that may happen, but I think it's not going to be the story of, Logan beats Roman. It's going to be Roman loses his rag because he can't put Logan down as easy as he should have.
Yeah. I think it'll go with like one of two ways, and either he will legitimately smash him and it'll be like a 5-minute match, and people are just going to be like, well, what did you expect?
And the crowd got angry.
It's Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. He was never going to last. Or, Logan Paul is going to hit a knockout punch on Roman Reigns, and Roman will kick out last minute, but be like, God, how close did Logan Paul just come to beating the champ? And then he'll beat him, and it'll be like, well, I've got respect for this guy, but obviously I'm still walking out.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting one, this, because what they do want to get from it, no matter what way they do this, like, they can make Logan look awesome here. He's been training his ass off. As much as we made a meme out of it with the Exorcist thing, he can really he's got some fucking decent moves.
He's impressed us in every match he's had so far.
And he's been training his ass off with the wonderful Shawn Michaels. Sorry, I'm just trying to wind Carl up a little bit. And for me, I'm just like, you know what? they need to display his ability, his technical ability here, and that's where I think it needs to be like he surprises everyone. Even if he loses, he surprises everyone. So you can't have this just being a 5-minute match. But there's no way Logan's winning.
And also, like, to be fair, Roman's technically like a face at this point, isn't he? Like, people don't really hate him. So I can see like a handshake kind of thing after this where he's the tribal chief's respect.
Turning face, yeah.
And then it's like...
I think the when he started breaking character with Sammy, I think people are starting to come around to him. Like, he's... I actually think he's one of the best heels I've seen in a long time. Like the fact he didn't turn him heel when they should have is insane to me. And you look at him now, the way he can just suddenly turn serious and actually fucking frightening to them is boss. Like you could see, and I know it's all acting, but you could see Jay's ass go when he turned around. It's like, yeah, you fucked up, Jay. And the fact that they all put that across so well is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm going to be fascinated to see in the prediction series if anybody votes for Logan Paul. I can see this being a landslide to Roman, to be fair.
Yeah, as it should be.
Roman, definitely.
As I say, it's going to be a great match, but it should be Roman winning it.
Yeah. And finally, the last thing to talk about is it's been announced that Bray Wyatt is going to be appearing at Crown Jewel as well. So I think we touched on this briefly during the news, so I won't go into it too much. If you haven't checked out the news, go and check that out. But essentially, rumours that we might get to see Uncle Howdy in the flesh, or we might even get to see The Fiend make a return in like a vignette or something similar too. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be involved in anything.
No, I don't think now's the right time. Like for me, a lovely way of doing it would be like, you get the Roman Logan stuff, and then he makes his intentions clear and appears in front of Roman. But at the same time, when we're looking at like they want to get Roman to WrestleMania Hollywood and stuff like that, they need to keep him away from the title for a bit, because you can't have him go into a program to win the title and then ultimately lose.
Yeah. I mean, it could set up something for Survivor Series, but imagine if they gave that away at Survivor Series and Bray had to lose and it's like momentum gone.
This is the thing, yeah. It doesn't make sense to me. So I think, just some sort of segment, maybe revealing a bit more about what's going on storyline-wise.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Do you think it'd be like in the ring, or do you think it'd be like some kind of on-screen vignette?
I think.
Thing? He's excited about it.
I think it's going to be a vignette.
Yeah. It'll kind of cheat the fans a little bit, won't it? They don't get to see him in the flesh, but I agree. I think it'll be...
But it's a good way of cheating the fans, because they've had nothing but mystery, have they?
Yeah.
Like, it took ages before we actually saw him physically in the ring. We still haven't seen him have a match. Like, I don't think they're going to feel cheated by a vignette.
Yeah.
If he'd have been wrestling for weeks now and then they did a vignette, then it'd be cheating. But they can't be expecting a match at this point, can they?
Trying to figure it out and
they're developing it, aren't they? So
yeah. So yeah, that wraps up Crown Jewel. Whatever's been announced so far. Hopefully it goes ahead. Hopefully, nothing happens that means it can't go ahead. Is ultimately the priority here. But
agreed.
I'm looking forward to it. To be fair, I'm not going to even get to watch it, even though it's at a good time, because it's my wife's birthday, and I can't exactly be like, "Welcome home, honey. I'm watching wrestling."
So I get to spoil it for Carl.
Yeah.
Going to message him all day.
Yeah. So
this happened and this happened.
Yeah.
You were wrong.
You
lost.
Yeah, there was only one title change, except there was another one right after it with the Usos, but still, you lose. So let us know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is Logan Paul going to absolutely smash Roman Reigns?
Good one.
Let us know in the comments, and also if you don't play along yet, make sure you follow us on Instagram to follow our prediction series. So that'll be coming out either tomorrow or Friday, where you can basically vote on who you think's going to win, and we have a little league and we have prizes, and it's all fun and
little
league. That's it. That's another fun for a week.
That's it. That's all, folks.
If you are not watching us on Pro Wrestling TV, you got to ask yourself why not, because as well as watching us, you can watch Major League Wrestling, who are now on there as well. Control Your Narrative, Women's Wrestling Army, loads of other talk shows as well. Loads of content, absolutely free.
Loads going
Download the app.
24/7 wrestling
awesome
for free.
Obviously, you've got a new T-shirt out on Pro Wrestling Tees. Got to do it again. Rock, paper, scissors.
Fuck.
Right,
I will get it right at some point.
Yeah.
I might maybe need to use this hand.
Yeah, maybe we should do it right-handed. That would make more sense. But yeah, rock, paper, scissors me. Go and buy that now on Pro Wrestling Tees, and also Top Rope. So if you didn't see the interview last week with Neil Rothwell, one of the co-founders of the company, check that out. But they've got some awesome beers.
Full name in it. I just called him Neil before. You'll be a lot
Top Rope Neil.
it.
And remember, even though the website's offline right now, when they come back up, you can use the code A2theK10 for 10% off.
I would stress it's only offline for purchases. If you want to see what events they've got going on, you can still go to topropebrewing.com.
Yes, that was done in the right way. Yeah, I missed So another fun-filled week, and hopefully we can see whether these predictions come true if the event actually happens. So until next time, bye.